Your phone didn't replace your friends. That would have been obvious. You would have noticed. What it replaced was smaller than that. It replaced the moment at 9 p.m. when you felt slightly off and used to call someone. Not to talk about anything real, just to hear a voice. It replaced the smallest reason you ever had to reach out. And without the reaching, the friendship had nothing left to hold on to. So what were those small reasons? There were maybe a dozen of them. And you used to need a person for every single one. Think about the last time you were bored. Like truly, emptily bored. Now rewind 15 years. Boredom used to end with a phone call, not an important one. Just, hey, what are you doing? Nothing? Me neither. Want to get food? That was one reason. Here are the others. The knot of anxiety at 11 p.m. that loosened when a friend said, yeah, I feel that too. The dumb question about whether your email sounded passive-aggressive. That used to go to a person. The funny thing you saw on the way home that you used to say for someone specific. The need, right before sleep, to just hear one more human voice. So what happened to all of them? Nothing dramatic. And that's kind of the point. The phone was closer, faster. It never said, I'm busy. Boredom found a feed. Anxiety found a thread of strangers who'd never ask a follow-up question. The impulse to share good news found a button that broadcasts to everyone and no one at the same time. Robin Dunbar's lab at Oxford has shown that close friendships aren't actually maintained through deep conversations. They're maintained through frequent, low-stakes contact. The mundane stuff. In a 2021 study in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine, found that adults using social media more than 2 hours a day were twice as likely to report feeling socially isolated. Not because social media replaced deep connection, because it absorbed the micro-interactions that used to flow toward specific people. Your phone doesn't do those things better. It just does them without asking anything of you. And humans, even the ones who love you, always ask something. Even if it's just your attention, so the small asks stopped. One by one. And here's what nobody tells you. Does this email sound okay? Was never about the email. It was a reason to call. A bridge to how are you actually? A quiet way of saying I'm thinking about you without the weight of saying that directly. When you stop making the small ask, you don't lose the answer. You lose the bridge. Researchers studying adult friendships longitudinally have found the average person loses roughly half their close friends every 7 years. And the primary predictor of which friendships survived wasn't shared values or deep emotional bonds. It was frequency of trivial contact. Those friendships didn't end with a fight. They just ran out of oxygen. The bridge was never the important conversation. It was the unimportant one. Which means rebuilding doesn't require courage, doesn't require some grand gesture. It requires something almost embarrassingly small. A text that says, "This made me think of you." A call with no agenda. The dumb question you already know the answer to. The people are still there. You just stopped needing them for the small things. And the small things were everything.